one is going to be short but sweet, and I really mean it this time, so be prepared for that. But I want to give a shout out to my new ring light that you see, which is why I'm so glowing, so to speak. But this thing's actually pretty cool. So, real quick, before we go on to anything else, we got Rgb Mode, and it goes through the entire spectrum of colors, which, by the way, it does hit kind of an indigo, so that's kind of interesting. And then it has the going through that shade, going through different lightnesses of it, and then it has like a multicolor mode, and then a flashing mode, and then a weird disco ball type thing, faster disco ball, slower disco ball, two color red green, two color blue white, and then like a five color something like that, and then back to white again. So, and then the remote control seems to have totally different capabilities on it, so it's really weird. So I'll have to figure it out. But I wanted to just do this short video, this short podcast, because going into the holidays, I'm going to be doing something extra special. I want to apologize to the ladies and men and everyone that was out at the Be the Light Craft Fair. Unfortunately, my truck was broken. Again, I know it happened. This is the second time that it's been broken. But I did manage to get it fixed thanks to James Takashita. We were able to replace the starter. I helped by being able to hold the starter, and I bought the part. So truck is back and working. I will be driving it around later on today. So this week we had something special happen. My niece Dallas had her wedding on Thursday, and it turned out to be a really great wedding, really fantastic time. I was able to see a lot of family that I don't get to see on a regular basis, so it was totally enjoyable to see them. And so had way too much to drink and had way too much of a good time. So it turned out to be good. And so I'm going to be showing mostly the highlights from that with a little voiceover, because I don't really have the rights to the music. So I did have questions from last week, but no one sent me anything this time, so I might have some other questions. And then we'll talk a little bit about another place that I went over the weekend, and we'll talk a little bit about that. But first, let's go straight to the wedding. So here's some highlights from the wedding that happened on Thursday. Okay, so right there is my nephew, Nando, going. This is the beginning of the wedding. There was a delay, and then finally we were able to get it going. So they're entering. This is called, I believe, this is called the Chandeliers, something like that, in Green, Texas, and this is the wedding party. So there were 12 bridesmaids and 12 groomsmen, and they were walking in as they normally do, side by side, and it was real nice. You're seeing the different heads of my aunt and my brother and my niece and nephew and my other aunt and my cousin, and then a bunch of other people I don't know. So, and then we were waiting for, and there's my sister and brother-in-law, and then we were waiting for Dallas to come in, and it was taking some while. So there was a big gap between when she came in and when the whole entire wedding party had come. So I was waiting and waiting, and you can see that rope right there that's by the door. That's a very interesting rope that'll come into play here in a little while. So we're still waiting. I wasn't sure what was going on, so I kept filming because I wanted to get this down. stand up because it's finally time for her to make her entrance. But then I was still waiting and waiting, so I wasn't sure what was going on. And I think somebody saw her, and so they stood, so then everybody else stood. And then we were still waiting, and as you can see, this is though it looks kind of rustic, this is a new location, I should say. I don't think it's too old. Everything looks very brand spanking new. Cement floor that's been stained rather than having carpet or anything else. And as you noticed earlier, all the side doors or side walls are actually open, so that makes it much easier to bring in the sunlight. So now finally get to the point where Dallas comes in. So she comes in with her father. And there we go. And traditionally you face the bride as she comes through, so everybody then turns as she heads her way up to the front of the church. And there's the sides that I was talking about with all the sunshine coming through. So it was real nice. And then the ceremony began, and it was a nice and short little ceremony. So then at the end, as they're walking down the aisle, everybody's whooping it up and cheering. So here's the rope I was talking about. So when they pull this rope, it rings a bell, signifying to everyone outside that a marriage has occurred. And then this is fantastic. Table 8. This is the best table there where I was sitting, of course, that being table 8. This is the bride and groom dance. Again, there was some nice country music. This was a country cowboy, this was a cowboy chic wedding, which is why everybody was in jeans and with the vest instead of a tuxedo traditionally that you see. So this was there's a shot of my niece there. So this is their bride and groom dance, first dance as a married couple, and so it turned out to be a really great event. Okay, so I had a great time out there in Green, Texas. So if you get a chance to visit Green, Texas, we were right by the grist mill, which is a big spot for Green, Texas. So everybody will know roughly the area if you live in this area. So we had the wedding. It went over well. Friends and family were in town, so I got to spend a lot of time with them. One of the places that we did go was Jester King Brewery. So I want to say thanks to the Jester King people out there. Wonderful time was had. I had a nice cider that was from Texas Keeper, and it was an August cerise cider. Really good. Then I had their chopped brisket sandwich, which was really, really good. I highly recommend it if you have a chance to get out to either Texas Keeper or to Jester King and have some of their cider. So my brother did have a rum barrel aged stout, which was really good as well. And then my brother-in-law had, I believe he had an IPA, but I don't remember the name of it. So, but they had the pizza there, and it was really good. As always had fantastic pizza out there. Hadn't been there in a few years. It's a great place. If you haven't had a chance, go out to Jester King. My only concern for you guys would be the roads there is a little, they're not paved, so there are some good divots there, probably from the last bit of rain that we had, if not from other things. And so be careful. If you have a low riding car, I don't recommend taking it. So normally a lot of people have SUVs and trucks and Jeeps and stuff like that, so you won't have a problem. But if you have a low riding car, be careful. Don't take the main path, or I guess path, it's a road, but path. You want to kind of go to the right or left of it, because there are some big divots and you can bottom up and it can cause some damage to your car. So be safe when you're coming in or out, but you'll have a great time when you're out there at Jester King. So one of things that I got to do was I got to enjoy my nephew and his girlfriend. They came over. We got to go to Dos Mary's, right down the street, and enjoyed some Mexican food there and some margaritas. So let's talk a little bit about what was going on at the wedding. So the great thing about a lot of weddings is open bar. So if you get an opportunity to go to a wedding and it's open bar, good for you. However, stay hydrated, eat while you're there, and enjoy yourself, and make sure that you have someone driving you home. So I had all that, so I was able to enjoy myself at the open bar, having doubles and of tequila, and enjoying the ambiance and enjoying the family. I did stay hydrated, and I was a mess by the time I got home. So, quick rule of thumb, a lot of these open bars will not do shots. However, see if you can follow this. However, they will give you an empty glass, put a little bit of ice in it, not too much if you request, and then they will pour a double shot of whatever alcohol you want. In my case, it was Jose Cuervo Blue Agave tequila. So, what is the difference between that and a double shot? Semantics. That's right. So, if you want a double shot of tequila and you go to a bar, they sometimes what they will do is put it into a shaker, put some ice in it, shake it up, pour it into either a rocks glass or into a shot glass. Will not put anything else in it, and they hand it to you. So now whether you have it in a shot glass, it's called a shot. Whether you have it in a rocks glass, it's in a rocks glass, so it's no longer considered a shot. Even though what you did here, you pour it into there, and it's the same thing. But I guess we all live by semantics, so that's the best way to do that. So what else are you gonna do? I think that was pretty good. So I'm going to play some video here. Actually, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna see if I can do a quick Zen moment. I might do a Zen moment that we've done in the past and bring it back so that we can have something nice to keep going with this nice podcast that I have going on. So let's go to a Zen moment. Probably need music though, but there's a Zen moment. That was burning the stump that was in my front yard that was left of the I got some great comments about it, so I thought I'd bring it back for today's episode. So speaking of stumps, which then speaks to trees, which then speaks to nature and gardens. I don't have an update on my garden yet. I just realized how greasy my face looks with this light, so I guess I'll be washing my face before every episode now. And so the melons seem to be going okay. In fact, I need to go out there and water some. I have a lot of blooms now. I say melons, but there's still no melons yet. So I will give an update next week and let everybody know how they're doing, which is the week before Thanksgiving. I will be also doing a special Thanksgiving episode showing the people that are coming to hang out, the food I'm going to have, and what we're going to be doing. So I hope everybody will be taking a shot at that. So once again, I apologize to the ladies and gentlemen and everyone who made it out to the Be the Light Craft Fair. It's the Be the Light Craft Fair that occurred yesterday. My truck was not working, so I apologize. Once again, I was not able to make it. I feel bad. I know Crazy Stacy and some of the other ladies have done a fantastic job of fitting it all together. So I hope y'all were able to, anybody was able to make it out there. If you did, let me know. So this is a really short episode. So I hope everybody enjoyed it. If you'd like to see more of me, please check out my previous podcast on Javier In The Air on YouTube. That's Javier In The Air. Have a lot of fantastic videos out there. Hopefully I can get more. If you have a small business and you'd like me to come and interview you and talk about your business, if you're passionate about a craft and you would like it to be more publicized and you just like to get interviewed to talk about what you're passionate about, then please reach out to me. You do not have to be in the Cedar Park area. I am willing to travel up to a certain point in the Austin Cedar Park area. If you are not even in the state of Texas, I can certainly get a Zoom meeting going, and we can do that without a problem relatively quickly. So if you're interested in learning more about the wedding venue, please reach out to me and I can tell you what the actual name of it was. If you're interested in gardening, please let me know. If anybody's out there who's in the local area that is in the garden group, please let me know that as well. I'd like to try to get a be part of a garden group or on a gardening group, either on Facebook or in person. So that'll be great. So I want to leave you with this. I'm trying to decide what else I should start adding to the podcast. I'd like to change things up. I'm still trying to get people back on the show. COVID has put the kibosh on that a lot, so it's been tough trying to get people back on the show to interview them. However, I would like to know if there's anything else you'd like to see. I think it'd be great to have some other items on here, and if you know of anything that you'd like for me to do or you'd like for me to try, say cooking or baking or grilling or anything like that, please let me know. And so, as always, I hope you have a good week, good rest of the week. I'll come back with a killer episode next weekend. And so, until then, I hope everybody enjoys the rest of your week. Coming down to crunch time as far as Thanksgiving goes. Also, real quick, if you have something spectacular that you do for Thanksgiving, a recipe or a tradition, please let me know, and maybe I can incorporate that into my Thanksgiving episode. So until then, until next week, everybody have a great one. Thanks a lot.